So the chorus came first. I'd been working on choruses, and once I had that in place, then I needed to move on to the next sections. So the next sections were the verses, and I wanted to zoom in a little bit on details in the verses. In the chorus, I wanted to step back a little bit, give it a bigger picture vibe, and then in the verses, kind of create that tangible feeling by sensory details, observational writing, and concrete information. At first with the arrangement, I just had chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, really standard arrangement. And I loved the music. As I went on and continued to write, I just felt like I wanted to give it a little bit more dynamics. So instead of having just a standard verse, chorus format, I wanted to include a bridge. And that was another little challenge that I set myself. So in terms of building the song arrangement, I wanted that to be a bit of a sonic journey. So the chorus, I wanted that to be full, all instruments in, everything playing at the same time. And then the verses, I wanted to strip them back a bit and slowly build them back towards the chorus. So then the bridge had to be different again. And I just decided to go bare bones, bring it right back to maybe 2 elements in there total. And also with the vocal tone. So the chorus is quiet forward, it's singing and it's layered. Then the verse, it's stripped back, there's just one vocal take in there, sort of like a storytelling vibe. And then in the bridge, I wanted it layered, but I wanted it down low. So it's very quiet, and that was because I wanted to create that dynamic within the song. Up and down, loud and quiet, full and sparse. When I first heard the music for this song, it felt like weather. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but there's something about the piano melody over the top that made me feel like I was amidst weather. It made me feel like a storm was brewing or the atmosphere was changing, which is what you feel in Darwin when the storms are building. There's a shift in atmospheric pressure. And that is how I felt when I heard the music for this song. So I knew it was going to be the one that I used for Cyclone City. Aside from dynamics, in terms of arrangement, I was also focusing on the emotional journey of the song. And that's why I was intentional about having some sections full and having some sections really empty. And then intentionally kind of exposing the vocal in the verse by stripping elements away. I wanted that to feel conversational. And I guess the intention was to just grab your ear and have a bit of a chat with you in the verses, just a conversation, and then come back to something that was sung and a bit more communal feel in the chorus.
Cyclone City, when the wild wind comes and it rolls and it blows into town. Cyclone City, and when the ocean roars.
Songs I've made in the past have probably been dynamic enough in that the choruses were really different to the verses, and even the recordings, the choruses were probably layered with some stereo width to it. But up until now, they were still pretty compressed in terms of dynamics. And I don't mean by using compression, but I just mean there wasn't a lot of loud and quiet within the song. And I think that's a modern recording style. Especially in pop music, you hear really loud dynamics, and there's this competition to grab people's ears on the radio or Spotify or YouTube or whatever by having fullness and having volume and energy and excitement. And that's great, but I wanted to kind of harken back to some of the earlier recordings like 70s records where people listened to albums and they took you on a journey. Some parts were loud and energetic and full on, and then other parts were like whisper quiet, so you had to lean in and experience it. That's kind of what I was aiming for with this record. Was I wanted it to be an experience as well as a listening journey, not just a attention grabbing pop song or something. I was really intentional about making it in that way.
Cyclone City, when the skies close over with grey and the rain pours down. Cyclone City is when it feels like home.
I really like the bridge in this song. The lyrics in the bridge that are sung were actually the lyrics that I initially had in the chorus. When I said the chorus felt too busy and too full, these were the lyrics that I'd put at the end of the session. And once I'd decided I was definitely going to include a bridge, I brought those lyrics back and I thought, why can't I deliver them in a completely different way to what I started and use them still in the bridge? I mean, they were already written, they were descriptive, which is what I wanted, and they just fit. And so, yeah, the bridge was really fun to record. It was really intentional, quiet, almost whisper-like, and then sort of building back up to the chorus.
Brick, mortar and steel built to code. Wind, water in a deep low growl, looking round like here we go. Shoulders lift, trees crack and fall. Power lines down on the road.
I guess what I was trying to achieve was, having just said it's not about a full-on attention-grabbing competition, I guess I wanted to just strip it back, drop it out a bit, and grab some attention in that moment. Almost reset your ears. So you've heard a chorus, you've heard a verse, you've heard another chorus, and you've heard another verse, and I just wanted to break the pattern rather than go into what could have been anticipated into the final chorus. I just wanted to jar the listener slightly and step into that bridge, which is a new section, new lyrical direction, and just pause, breathe before we go back into that final chorus. Once I'd brought those lyrics for the bridge back from the end of the session and put them in place and recorded them into the bridge part, the whole song kind of made sense to me now. Like, there's a couple of storytelling elements in the verses. There's the bigger perspective of the chorus being, you know, Cyclone City, and this is how it feels and this is what it does. And then the bridge is just a couple of really tangible things that I can touch or feel or experience by hearing and observing. It just kind of settles it in the body again. And it clicked together. The bridge belonged. And so I had fun recording that, did a few harmonies in there and kept it. And that made the final cut. When I was arranging the track in the actual session, initially it was just a full block of music that was looping essentially, and I intentionally started to carve away sections. So I just left the choruses full. And actually what had happened, so I built the arrangement by stripping back the verses to just a few elements that would then slowly build by adding elements towards the chorus, which would be full again. And then the bridge was really stripped down even further and sort of stayed that way, building back. But initially, the recording sessions, I wanted to take a few elements out of the music because I didn't want any distraction in my headphones. I just wanted that sort of bedrock harmony in there. And so I took a few elements out, and then as I got focusing on the vocal sessions and recording and coming back and sort of doing a bit of editing here and there, listening back after the next little while, I was like, yeah, it's working, but it might be missing something. And I actually, I forgot about those extra elements that I took out. And I was like, what could I add in there that just settles it a bit more? And I went on like that for days until I twigged. And then I was like, that's right, I've muted and hidden a bunch of other tracks. So I went back to the session, unhid them, unmuted them, put them back, and it just landed. I was like, there it is. That's what I was missing.
Cyclone City, when the wild wind comes and it rolls and it blows into town.